earnings conference for the fourth quarter of 2024. I am Dad from the Investor Relations team. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. Before we begin, there are a few housekeeping items that we would like to inform: 30 minutes of management presentations and 30 minutes of Q&A. This call is being recorded and will be presented in English. We have also posted the presentations online under the Investor Relations sessions of the Vincom Retail website. Joining us for the call today are Ms. Hoa Chen, Chairperson, Ms. Hien Pham, Chief Executive Officer, Ms. Ha Pham, Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Hương Nguyễn, Chief Accountant, and Mr. Dương Chen, Chief Investment Officer. Now, I'd like to invite Mr. Dương to start with the management presentations.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the fourth quarter earnings presentation of Vincom Retail. On behalf of Vincom Retail's management, I'd like to present the company's business performance for the fourth quarter of 2024. We'll begin with an overview of Vincom Retail's key highlights, followed by an update on the macro and the retail real estate market in Vietnam, followed by an highlights on the operation of the company within the fourth quarter and the full year 2024, as well as a commentary on financial performance. And last but not least is our update on the company's outlook and strategic directions in 2025. So first of all, we would like to emphasize on the key highlights for this year. On the macroeconomy, Vietnam has demonstrated a strong economic growth in 2024, achieving a GDP growth of 7.1% on a year-on-year basis, surpassing the government's targets of 6 to 6.5%. The strong economic growth, and coupled with a record high FDI disbursement of $25.4 billion, has solidified Vietnam's position as a leading FDI destination and significantly contributed to the growth of the middle-income population. Vietnam retail sectors continue to exhibit solid growth in 2024, with total retail sales increasing by 9% year over year. Meanwhile, the inflation remained well under control, with CPI stood at 3.6%, comfortably below the National Assembly's target. On the company side, our consolidated revenue and net profit after tax for the full year 2024 have reached 8.9 trillion and 4.1 trillion, respectively. This year also marked the 20th anniversary of Vincom Retail, marking 2 decades of pioneering and shaping Vietnam's retail landscape. Today, after 20 years, we are now operating over 88 shopping malls across 48 cities and provinces nationwide, boasting a total retail GFA of 1.84 million square meters and welcome over 179 million shoppers on an annual basis. Our 10-year CAGR of 15% in terms of leasing revenue and 14% in terms of retail GFA. Our 10-year compounded annual growth rates have reached 15% for leasing revenue and 14% for retail GFA. Taking into account Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, Vincom Retail currently hold a dominant market share of 37% in terms of retail GFA in these two cities. Our extensive network encompasses a diverse portfolio of over 950 brands, including the most sought-after names spanning across all tenant mix, catering to the needs of all consumer segments, with a focus on the growing middle-income class. In the following pages, we'll discuss our performance and result within this year in more details, starting with an overview of the markets. As previously stated, Vietnam's economy have recorded a remarkable GDP growth of 7.1%, mainly driven by a surge in terms of exports and robust expansion of the manufacturing sector, evidenced by the PMI consistently exceeding the 50-point threshold throughout most of the year, and coupled with the strong expansion in the index of industrial production and strong FDI inflows. Total retail sales continued to surge by 9% compared to 2023, driven by a strong rebound in tourism. And therefore, the prevailing low interest rate environment in Vietnam during the 2024 also served as a supporting factor for increased consumer spending, thereby contributing significantly to the nation's economic growth. Building upon these strong underlying fundamentals, Vietnam's strong economic growth is anticipated to maintain in 2025, driven by the three key factors. Firstly, is the government's announced increase in terms of infrastructure spending, exemplified by projects such as Long Thanh Airport in Dong Nai province and Ring Road Number 4 in Hanoi, which is expected to enhance the connectivity and stimulate economic growth. And secondly, continue FDI inflows to Vietnam, particularly in high-value manufacturing sectors, will be supported by the country's competitive advantages, generating and contributing to the increase in middle income class. And therefore, the combination of burgeoning middle income class and rapid urbanization is expected to fuel the domestic consumption in 2025, creating opportunities across the sectors. In addition to the three mentioned key drivers mentioned above, the anticipated revitalization of the real estate markets, it's also expected to help stimulate economic growth in 2025. The government's proactive measures to address lingering challenges, including unfreezing stall projects, expanding affordable housing initiatives, and streamlining regulations, aiming to unlock liquidity, boosting investor confidence and stimulate the consumptions. And therefore, in general, 2025 is highly expected to be a year of robust economic growth. Now, moving to the updates on the retail real estate markets. According to CBRE, in 2024, Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City witnessed approximately 130,000 square meters of new retail space, and this trend is projected to continue in 2025 with an estimated of 150,000 square meters of new supply. Notably, Vincom Mega Mall Ocean City is poised to be a major contributor, adding over 53,000 square meters of GFA, about a third of the additional increase in these two major cities. Regarding the average asking rent for malls ground floor and first floor, both Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City experienced a year-on-year increase due to limited supply in both the CBD and non-CBD areas, in the context of increasing competition among retailers for prime locations. The absorbed lease area in Ho Chi Minh City this year also increased significantly in tandem with the surge in new supply, while vacancy rates remain low in both cities. On the demand side, a notable trend in retail leasing transactions this year was a significant increase in F&B sector, reflecting a shift in tenants and consumer preferences within the physical retail landscape. And now I'd like to walk you through the key business and operational updates of Vincom Retail in the fourth quarter and full year 2024. Looking at the key metrics of 2024, this year we successfully launched 5 new shopping malls, increasing our total retail GFA from 1.7 million to approximately 1.8 million. Our leasing revenue increased by 1% year over year, while leasing NOI declined slightly by 2.1%. The decrease was primarily attributed to a one-time provision expense for certain tenants in the entertainment sector, coupled with the increased energy costs of around 10% due to the surge in electricity price provided by EVN, and the substantial increase in marketing expense aiming at attracting foot traffic to the malls. The company's EBITDA and net profit after tax attributed to minority shareholders declined by 3% and 7% respectively due to our lower sales of inventory properties. As we informed earlier of the year, as Shophouse handover in Dong Ha Quang Tri project almost near completion. Overall, occupancy rate in 2024 have declined slightly by 0.6% compared to the previous year. This decline was primarily attributed to the fourth quarter of 2023, when certain large tenants terminated the lease, resulting in a in a 2% lower occupancy rate in the first 2 quarters of 2024. However, the overall occupancy rate have shown an improving trend since the first half of, in the second half of 2024, thanks to new opening malls with solid performance and also improved occupancy across the existing malls. Notably, this quarter, we observed positive occupancy growth on a Q-on-Q basis across all mall formats, signaling a strong rebound in terms of performance. The subsequent slide will provide more details overview of our operational performance in the fourth quarter of 2024. A significant highlight of 2024 was the opening of 5 new shopping malls, consisting of Mega Mall Grand Park, Vincom Plaza Hà Giang, Vincom Plaza Điện Biên Phủ, Vincom Plaza Bắc Giang, and Vincom Plaza Đông Hà, Quảng Trị, all with solid occupancy at launch, ranging from 94% to 99%. For Vincom Mega Mall Grand Park, this is the second mall to embody the live design concept, transforming the shopping experience destination beyond traditional retail, boasting a 99% occupancy rate and attracting 13,000 daily shoppers. The mall's success stems from an appealing aesthetic design, a diverse tenant mix featuring renowned brands, various F&B options, and lifestyle retailers. The other 4 new Vincom Plaza launched this year also achieved solid performance with occupancy rates ranging from 94% to 99%. As a first modern retail destination in the respective markets, this mall have marked a significant shift from traditional wet market for the local people. In addition to our expansion efforts, we also focus on enhancing our operational efficiency of the existing shopping mall this year. On June the 26th, we successfully completed the renovation and reopened Vincom Plaza Ba Tháng Hai in Ho Chi Minh City, featuring a more appealing facade and welcoming a diverse range of new tenants in Vincom Mall system, which resulted in a remarkable 36% percentage point increase in occupancy, to 92%. Therefore, quarterly visitor or footfall have doubled compared to the pre-renovation levels. We also strategically reposition older malls, such as Vincom Plaza Imperial Hai Phong, to adapt to the evolving demographics of the surrounding area. Recognizing the increased urban development, we transformed Imperial Hai Phong into a premium retail destination, introducing a golf zone, a dedicated beauty area, and key anchor tenants like Uniqlo and Winmart. This repositioning resulted in an occupancy rate reaching 82% and a 24 percentage point increase in terms of foot traffic. A key highlight for this quarter is a recent launch of the Ho Chi Minh City Metro Line No. 1 as an early market entrance with a focus on prime locations. So Vincom retail malls in Ho Chi Minh City, including Vincom Center Đồng Khởi, Vincom Center Landmark 81, Vincom Mega Mall Thảo Điền, and Vincom Mega Mall Grand Park all benefit from the close proximity to the Metro Line stations. So the increased accessibility has not only attracted existing customers, but also drawn in new ones from further distance. According to our data, footfall in the 4 presented malls have experienced a double-digit growth in December compared to the previous month, following the opening of the Metro Line No. 1. So in Q4, we also continue to deliver various large-scale marketing initiatives. We had celebrated Vincom Retail's 20th anniversary across the shopping mall system, holding a grand-scale musical shows in Grand World Hanoi, engaging millions of spectators. In addition, our Black Friday extravaganza and the annual Christmas campaign featuring deep discounts and festive decoration have also drove in significant foot traffic. This initiative resulted in a 19% year-over-year increase in footfall in the fourth quarter of 2024 and generated 3 million social media interaction during the anniversary period. So this year, Vincom Retail continued to be recognized through a series of prestigious brand awards, such as Top 10 Leading Brands by Forbes Vietnam, In addition, Vincom Retail was also honored the Green Leadership in the Asia Responsible Enterprise Award in 2024, and top 50 listed company with best governance practice, or VNCG 50, demonstrating the company's effort in ESG initiative being recognized by international organizations. So now moving to the financial update sections. In the fourth quarter of 2024, leasing revenue increased by 3.9% year over year, driven by the opening of new shopping malls and improved occupancy rate. On the profit side, we continue to maintain strong leasing performance, achieving an impressive gross profit margin of 56% and a robust leasing NOI of 68%. Regarding the sales of inventory properties in the fourth quarter financial statement, you'll notice a negative figure for the cost of goods sold for this segment. This occurrence stemmed from the reversal of 40 billion Vietnam dong expense previously recognized in the Dong Ha Quang Tri shop house projects. And following the project's finalization of costing and subsequent settlement in accordance with VAS. So therefore, we excluded this one-time adjustment to arrive at the pro forma gross profits margin of 49.5%, which is more representative of the project's gross margin. Compared to the same period last year, revenue from sale of inventory properties declined in the fourth quarter of 2024 due to a lower volume of deliveries. Only 11 shop houses in Dong Ha Quang Tri project was delivered in the fourth quarter compared to 28 units in the corresponding period last year. Consequently, the company's overall profitability for this quarter was moderately impacted. In terms of full year performance, leasing revenue in 2024 slightly increased by around 1% compared to 2023, demonstrating resilience amidst slower consumer spending growth throughout the year. We continue to demonstrate a strong profit margin in our leasing business with a solid gross margin of 56% and an NOI margin of 69%. Our consolidated total revenue amounted to 8.9 billion in 2024, declining compared to last year, again, primarily due to a significant decrease in shop house deliveries when handover in Dong Ha Quang Tri project near completion. In that context, full year net profit declined accordingly to 4.1 trillion compared to 2023. Overall, the total consolidated revenue and net profit after tax declined slightly, mainly due to the timing factor related to the shop house handover in Dong Ha Quang Tri projects compared to last year. Meanwhile, our core business of leasing the shopping malls areas continued to grow recently in 2024. Now moving to the balance sheet, by the end of December, our total assets have reached approximately 55.2 trillion Vietnam dong, higher than the previous year due to the addition of 5 new shopping malls. Our cash reserve stood at 3 trillion in December, while net debt position increased to 3.6% due to additional borrowing in the fourth quarter of 2024 to support a future pipeline development. And therefore, our owner's equity continued to increase to 41.9 trillion dong. And now I'd like to walk you through the company's outlook and strategic directions in 2025. Going forward, Vincom Retail will focus on the 4 key strategic priorities. First of all, we continue to optimize the performance or enhance the performance of our existing mall portfolio, including maximizing the space utilization or increasing the occupancy within our malls, and curating a dynamic tenant mix that resonates with evolving consumer preference, such as F&B, and thus implementing a comprehensive revitalization for all the malls, including facade upgrades and tenant mix adjustment. Secondly, in terms of expansion, we plan to open 3 new shopping malls next year, including Vincom Mega Mall Ocean City in Hưng Yên, Mega Mall Royal Island in Hải Phòng, and Vincom Plaza Vinh in Nghệ An. These malls will add a total of nearly 120,000 square meters of retail GFA, further expanding our retail presence. Thirdly, we'll continue to lease the commercial streets located within Vinhome's urban developments to create a new revenue stream. Vincom Retail will take initiatives in conceptualizing and developing commercial streets and generating revenue through commissions and service fee. And with the backlog of shop house inventory that we have acquired, this has paved the way to increase further, the revenue and profits coming from these activities. And lastly, we'll continue to pursue our shop house development business. Building upon our recent acquisitions of commercial components in Vinhomes and Vingroup, we plan to launch at least 2 new shop house for sale projects in 2025. This project is visioned to be transformed into commercial street, as I mentioned previously, incorporating concepts to enhance property values and creating vibrant retail destination. And Vincom Retail will certainly benefiting from the increase in property price as we acquire the inventory properties. So I expect it to commence as soon as possible in 2025, with delivery scheduled to begin in 2026. For the last slide of this presentation, I would like to add more colors on our pipeline malls going forward. So Vincom Retail will prioritize the live design concept across the future shopping malls developments. And this approach will focus on creating immersive and engaging retail experience, exemplified by Vincom Mega Mall Ocean City and Mega Mall Royal Island. These malls will showcase unique architectural design and aesthetic, while also curating a diverse tenant mix to cater to the consumer evolving preference. We'll also incorporate dedicated experience zones, such as entertainment hubs, community space, and lifestyle area to enhance the overall customer experience and create a more engaging shopping environment. So with that, I would like to conclude the fourth quarter update and presentation. And thank you for your attention. And we're happy to take any questions that you may have.